Okie dokie, boys and girls. Today I'm gonna experiment with some training styles, or singular form. I'm gonna try one training style because I'm still a bit tired, overtrained, but that's a perfect opportunity to try some new stuff. Not only the exercises you usually don't do, you can also experiment with the way you train. So today I'm gonna do the exercise I always do, which is the pistol squat. I'm just gonna, adjust the way that I train it, because usually I do like maybe 3 sets, 5 sets if I train a lot, but it can go down to even 1 set, right? And I do always relatively close to my max effort. But what I saw was some Olympic weightlifters, those guys, they train for 1 rep maxes and they take volume to the next level. So I saw a Japanese guy doing 10 sets of 3 squats, which is, 30 squats in total, but 10 sets is quite a lot, right? It took like 3 minutes rest in between. And the idea behind it is to basically, get a lot of volume at a weight that's intense. You have to prepare yourself well for it, but also, that allows you to do a lot of volume, to do these sets over and over again. And by getting, that kind of heavy load over and over again, doing that pattern over and over and over again, you learn the movement, for your 1 rep max. And well, in calisthenics, planche and front lever might not be like a 1 rep max you train for, but certainly, the pistol squat you can train for, or the dips or the pull-ups. So I just want to try if it works, and I plan on using this technique more if it works in the next couple of weeks, before attempting my 1 rep max on the pistol squat. But yeah, let's just see how it goes. I am gonna use a relatively low weight because today I just want to experiment, see how it feels. So it's only 30 kilos. But yeah, nonetheless, it's gonna be fun. Also, if you're wondering, no, I'm not doing any Nordic curls today. I am gonna let my hamstrings and my calves rest for a little bit, because in the last week, every day I've gone out for a run, my calves have just started burning and cramping all over the place because they're so fucking tired. So I'm gonna, leave the, the back of my leg to rest a little bit. And in the meantime, we can try this stuff. So yeah, hopefully it will be fun. And let's give it a go. All right. It's been a while since I've done normal pistol squats instead of past pistol squats, so it's feeling a bit shaky. But that's what these high volume trainings are very good for, because this is just 1 set. But I have 9 sets more to adjust myself and basically learn a technique. So when you do that over and over again, not just one training, but multiple trainings weeks on end, right? I mean, you're gonna know how your body should move, right? And your body will learn the efficient pattern to move, so you'll be able to move more weight, or at least that's the theory. So 9 more sets to go. I guess this will be a very boring training to watch. Maybe I'll say some stuff in between, I don't know, but let's just get going. All right, so 5 sets done, halfway there, and I must say, I get a little bit more tired every set, but I also feel more stable, Every time you learn something different about how you should stabilize yourself, which movement pattern you should follow, what movement path you should follow, How do I get down in the pistol squat? How do I get up in an efficient manner? So, the sets are becoming more and more manageable, even though I'm getting a bit more tired every time. And I feel like, of course, this is not only for pistol squats, right? maybe you can use this for planche push-ups as well, right? If you're trying to learn the movement pattern, doing some planche push-ups, short sets, 2 or 3 reps, like every 4 minutes, 1 set, so that you have enough rest. And basically, study the technique. So like at a lower intensity. But yeah, I think this is quite useful. So let's do the other half and yeah, basically get on with it. Nothing else to say. All right. I think, yep, 1 more set. All right. And that's gonna be it. The left leg feels a little bit more wonky than the right leg. But hopefully, if I keep training technique like this, it will clear itself out. This training, I'm not doing any max efforts. So it's kind of allowing me to train technique and mobility and all of that good stuff at the same time. So yeah, very simple, very tedious. It's the same thing the entire way, but it might be effective. We'll see in the future. I'm gonna take a quick rest and then we can discuss. Okay, so yes, that's it for today's training. I'm not gonna do specific mobility because, like I mentioned, I overtrained quite a bit and I want to let my body rest as much as possible. So there might be some mobility training in the coming days, but for now, I feel like this relatively light squat weight allows me to train technique, allows me to access the mobility I have, which is a practice as well. So I'm actually quite happy with that. And of course, this was only 30 kilos, but hopefully by next week when I'm recovered, I can seriously start using this method, to build up to a 1 rep max again, because that would be, it's been a while since I've tried a 1 rep max, the last PR I got was 54 kilos, but that was for 2 reps, so maybe a 60 kilo pistol squat is incoming. But next week I would like to do this with like 36 kilos because, the Olympians or like the Olympic weightlifters, they do this method with like 70 to 75% of their maximum weight. So for me, my current 1 rep max estimated is about 55 kilos. So, at least I have to do 35. Like 35 is not even 70%, but, in that 36, 38 kilo range should be a good weight for me. So I think next week, if I can recover, that will be up on the menu. But like I said, for now, I just have to recover. In the coming days, I have a family trip. I'm not going to be able to focus everything on my training anyway. The only thing that I want to really do is make sure that I'm recovered from this overtraining, Recovery is my only priority. So the coming days will be very light trainings. And hopefully then by next week, I can get ready to get some max attempts in the coming month again, because I haven't mentioned this yet. At the end of June, I'm going to Japan for like 3 weeks, and I'll train over there with some friends as well. But in general, there will be a limited amount of work done towards the bulking goals. So before I'm going to Japan, I do want to get some max attempts in, not only for the pistol squat, but also for the front lever, the Nordics, the planche, right? All of the other goals, and basically leave with a good conscience. So in order to do that, in order to build up to those max attempts, I have to make sure that I'm fresh by next week, so that the hard training can begin. Recovery is also, a task. Train hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty, but the training hard part, when you're overtrained, is not a good idea. Training hard maybe you can interpret it as training to the best of your ability, training what will get you the most forward towards your goal. So that's what I'm trying to do now. again, yes, I did 10 sets of squats today, but they were very light, you know, it's only like 60% of my 1 rep max, not even. Like if I wanted to do it today, like I could do 50 kilos on the pistol squats, I'm pretty sure. So it's not heavy weight for me, you know. But again, it's moving the body while allowing your body to recover that will get you back to where you want to be, you know, back to square one, where you can build up for new heights, basically. So yeah, that's it for today's training. Yeah, was quite fun, you know. If you're like, I feel like so many people when they're tired, they're just skipping training. But there's so much things to do, you know. You can, like I said yesterday, or I guess I don't know when you saw that video, but in the EMOM video with handstand push-ups and pull-ups, I mentioned it. You can do exercises you haven't done in a while. You can do, you know, new ways of like executing exercises. You can do new training styles. You know, there's so much stuff to learn, right? When you're physically unable to put everything out, that's when you can, you know, study well, like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z is always, or Dragon Ball is always telling us, right? So always something to do, always something on the chopping block. But that's enough yapping. I'm gonna have a shower and some breakfast. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you anymore. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll catch you tomorrow for, I don't know, we'll see. It's gonna be an easy day, that's for sure. Maybe some EMOM, that would be nice. Pull-ups and push-ups.